Have you ever looked at someone who's achieved massive success and wondered, what's the secret? What's the one thing they did that you're not doing? Maybe you think it was a lucky break, a viral moment, a rich uncle, the right connection. But what if I told you that the most successful people, the ones whose success seems almost inevitable, almost effortless in its solidity, they all share one simple, brutal, and profoundly stoic habit. They didn't focus on success. They didn't chase the result. They focused on the process. They focused on their growth. Daily, relentlessly, until success wasn't a goal anymore. It was a byproduct. It had no choice but to show up. The ancient Stoics had a powerful understanding of this. They divided life into two fundamental categories: what is within our control and what is not. Your reputation? Not fully in your control. The outcome of a project? Not fully in your control. Wealth, fame, external validation? Largely not in your control. But your effort? Your discipline? Your integrity? Your morning routine, the books you read, the skills you practice, your response to failure, that is your domain. That is your sacred ground. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, wrote in his private journal his meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He didn't write that for publication. He wrote it as a reminder to himself every single day. He was tilling his own soil. He was building himself daily to be the man the empire needed, regardless of the chaos outside his control. Success is the harvest. But if you spend all your time staring at the soil, waiting for a plant to sprout, you'll starve. The farmer's job isn't to obsess over the harvest. His job is to tend the garden, to water, to weed, to protect. The harvest is the natural, inevitable consequence of a garden well tended. Your mind, your body, your skills, this is your garden, and growth is your daily work. I used to be obsessed with outcomes. I wanted a successful YouTube channel. I'd post a video and refresh the analytics every hour. I'd tie my entire self-worth to the view count, the likes, the comments. If a video did well, I was on top of the world. If it flopped, I was crushed. I was anxious, inconsistent, and frankly, exhausting to be around. I was like a gardener who planted a seed and then dug it up every day to see if it was growing. I was killing my own plants. The shift happened when I hit a low point. A video I'd poured my heart into got maybe 100 views. I was ready to quit. But in that frustration, I reread Seneca. He said, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." My suffering wasn't from the low view count, it was from my judgment of the low view count. I was fixated on an external result I couldn't control. So I made a decision. I would stop focusing on being a successful creator. I would focus on becoming a skilled communicator. This is your first practical step. You must ruthlessly define what tending your garden actually looks like. Get specific. Don't say, "I want to be a best-selling author." That's the harvest. It's out of your control. Instead, define the process. I will write for 90 minutes every single day, no matter what. That is in your control. Don't say, "I want to get a six-pack." That's the harvest. Say, "I will follow my workout plan 5 days a week and hit my protein goal every day." That is in your control. Don't say, "I want $1 million business." Say, "I will make 50 sales calls today and deliberately improve my pitch each time." See the difference? One is a distant, anxiety-inducing statue you're trying to build. The other is the daily, quiet, confident work of the sculptor, chisel by chisel, blow by blow. Your task
is to write down your process goals. What are the 3 to 5 non-negotiable actions that, if you did them consistently for a year, would guarantee your growth? Write them down. This is your new Bible. Now here's where Stoicism meets the cold, hard floor of your bedroom at 5 a.m. The alarm goes off. It's dark, it's cold. Your process goal is to go for a run, but your bed is warm. Your mind, that cunning negotiator, immediately pipes up. You can go later. You're tired. You need the rest. One day won't matter. This is the critical moment. This is the battle for your soul, fought in 1,000 tiny, insignificant moments. Epictetus, the slave who became a great Stoic teacher, was brutal on this point. He said, if you want to be a philosopher, be prepared to be laughed at. Be prepared for people to say, oh, look, he's become a philosopher all of a sudden. You must face these obstacles and overcome them. You must sacrifice this for that. When you hit snooze, you are not just skipping a run. You are casting a vote for the identity of someone who negotiates with his own weakness. You are telling yourself you are not the kind of person who does what he says he will do. But when you throw the covers back and put your feet on the floor, in that moment of discomfort, you are not just going for a run. You are forging the identity of someone who is disciplined, someone who keeps his promises to himself. You are building the neural pathway of integrity. Step 2 is to make a pact with yourself. I call it the discipline covenant. It's a pre-commitment to your process, especially when you don't feel like it. The Stoics practiced something called negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenarios to be prepared for them. We're going to flip that for growth. Each evening, visualize the moment of resistance you will face tomorrow. See yourself waking up tired. See the junk food being offered. See the urge to scroll instead of work. Now, rehearse your response. See yourself in your mind's eye making the right choice. Feel the discomfort and then feel the pride of pushing through it. By pre-rehearsing the victory, you are programming your subconscious. You are making the hard choice feel more familiar, more like what you do. When the moment arrives, it's not a surprise. It's a test you've already prepared for. And you get to prove to yourself, once again, who you are. We overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. This isn't just a cliche. It's a mathematical and spiritual certainty. Reading 10 pages a day is 3,650 pages a year. That's a dozen profound books, a dozen life-changing perspectives. Writing 500 words a day is a 180,000-word manuscript in a year. That's 2 full-length books. Working out for 30 minutes 4 times a week is over 100 hours of dedicated physical improvement in a year.
This is the magic. This is how success loses its choice. It's not a sudden explosion. It's a slow, steady, unstoppable accumulation. A brick laid today, another tomorrow. Soon, you have a wall. Then, a fortress. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Your growth is a series of these small beginnings, these daily resets. You are not the same person you were yesterday. You are a fraction stronger, a fraction wiser, a fraction more disciplined. And these fractions compound into an unassailable whole. The final step is to close the loop. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Once a week, Sunday evening works perfectly. You must conduct a Stoic audit. Sit down with your journal. Ask yourself these questions without judgment. How faithful was I to my process goals this week? Where did I succeed? Celebrate this. Where did I face the most resistance? Where did I fail? Where did I fail? Analyze this, Don't condemn it. What is one small adjustment I can make next week to be 1% better? This is not about self-flagellation. It's about objective analysis. You are the scientist and the experiment. You are studying the art of building yourself. This weekly reflection turns random actions into a deliberate practice. It turns effort into wisdom. So let's bring it all together. You are no longer chasing success. You are chasing growth. You are building yourself daily. You have defined your process, the things within your control. You have made a disciplined covenant to honor that process, especially when it's hard. And you are auditing your progress weekly, turning your life into a masterclass in self-mastery. When you do this, a profound shift occurs. The anxiety about the future melts away. Why? Because your validation is no longer out there in some unpredictable future outcome. Your validation is right here, in the completion of your daily tasks, in the integrity of your effort. You stop asking, "Will I be successful?" And you start knowing, "I am becoming formidable." And that is the person for whom success has no choice. The world is drawn to the person who is solid, disciplined, and unfazed by external chaos. Opportunities seem to find them, not by luck, but because they have made themselves a worthy vessel for those opportunities. The harvest will come, but your job, your only job, is to tend the garden, to build yourself daily until you look up one day and realize the field is golden and you are the one who planted every single seed. Thank you for watching.